There is only one you, and that is your superpower. You can't F that up. However, you can get stuck. That's why I created this space called Unstuck Yourself with Crystal Simmons. Unstuck Yourself is about figuring out what has you feeling frustrated, isolated, or depleted of energy so that you're able to unstuck yourself on your journey through life when you don't know how to move forward. Unstuck yourself in your career that no longer excites and challenges you. Unstuck yourself with negative thoughts that seem to be doing cartwheels in your head consistently. I don't have the answers. You do. You always have. I'm providing the time, space, and grace for you to reconnect to that knowing. I'm Crystal Simmons, coach, speaker, and facilitator, and I'm grateful you made it here. Let's begin to unstuck yourself. Hey peeps! Today I share with you an impromptu, vulnerable, and dope as F car conversation with DeVon, my hubs, my partner, my homie for life, and we started full steam ahead. We discussed how we met, where we were working in retail, and at one point in the conversation, we're in the car, remember? So it starts raining, so you might hear the windshield wipers, you might hear a little inkling of the GPS going. So I'm begging you all to enjoy the spontaneity of this conversation and to understand that I pinky promise not to do this again because the sound quality definitely not up to my standards, but we got it done. We also discussed how we started dating officially with double dates and pranks, and then we transitioned into the journey of marriage. Dun, dun, dun. There were so many different emotional shifts during this conversation from when we first started dating to like going into that process of marriage, which is work. It is very eye-opening and I do not regret the journey that we took. So enjoy this dope and spontaneous and energetic conversation with me and the hubs. Hey, baby.
It's recording?
Yeah.
What up?
So I want to talk about marriage.
How
we meet?
I was minding my business.
Being sexy as shit. But I ignored you. Alright, so I remember working at Marshall's, holding it down, damn near manager, not getting paid as a manager.
Playing yourself.
Facts.
Yeah, okay, yeah, me. Yeah, so the first time, it was at Marshall's. I remember my homeboy worked there, a good friend of mine, Mike. And he was telling me who all the bad joints was at work.
Wait, where were y'all when he just, like, you told him you were applying and then you said you got the job? What happened?
I don't even remember that.
Okay.
I don't even remember applying for the job.
Oh, shit.
I don't know how I got there, but...
Probably did some questionable shit.
I mean,
that's funny.
Exceptions are made for exceptional people, so...
Oh, okay.
So, like, anyway, like, I remember him telling me about all the bad joints at work. He mentioned you. Said you was bad, but you had to do it. And I was like, all right. And then, when I was at work, and I would see you, I think you would wave, but I don't remember us ever really talking, but that's...
Nah, we didn't.
That's what we met.
I remember whenever there was a new dude, all the girls would be like, yo, did you see the new dude? And I'm like, yeah. Like, so you gonna put these clothes up, or what are we doing? Like...
Wow.
Even you, I thought you were cute, but I was like, why are we stopping work?
I couldn't understand why you didn't stop working.
Keep in mind, I've been there, what, 3? I don't even know. I worked there like 6 years, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that's where it went down. My shells.
So, I remember everybody was on you. I was like, y'all need to chill. He alright. And whatever. We ended up parting ways with our significant others, right? Eventually?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, eventually. Yeah, that's what happened. You got single, and then
you got fired, right?
I didn't get fired. I don't know why you keep saying that. I didn't get fired.
She was fired.
I left to go home to Buffalo for the summer, and they told me to fill out some form to come back, and I didn't. And then it was like, when you come back, you would either have to like reapply, and I was like, well, no, I'm not doing that. So
I remember Mike told me that. He was like, yeah, so he don't work here anymore. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, he went home, and I forgot the manager's name. Was like, you had to fill out some paperwork, and I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah, whatever. I'll be all right. I think I'll recover from Marshall's.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah.
But you and Mike, either you dropped him off, because that's when I started seeing you, and I wasn't with the dude I was with before.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I think he needed rides, so I was working at the mall down the street, so I would drop Mike off, and sometimes, I don't know why I was coming in.
You came to get a dress shirt, because I remember I had to check you out, I had to ring you up.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, because I did need dress shirts for my new job. So, yeah, I remember that. I remember you were real bubbly.
I was really excited to see you.
Yeah. I was like, where is this coming from?
That is facts. You just...
Because you didn't stop working, so I didn't... How am I supposed to know?
I can't be confusing. That was funny, though, 'cause I remember like, hey, DeVon! You're like, why are you talking to me?
I do talk like that, so that sounds like me.
You're like,
Yep, that's how I get down. Just audible yucks and shit. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe too much time has passed.
What the fuck? Like a Disney movie? Oh, too many fortnights have gone by, my love.
The distance does not make the heart grow fonder.
Yeah, I was like, ugh.
Like,
Push the T. Yeah. That's how I got you, though. It's been 16 right there.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man.
I don't know if I said something to Mike, or I don't know what happened.
I don't remember either. Like, how we actually started talking?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. I assume it was through Mike. It had to be, because, my friend and your friend were dating, so I think they was like, we should just all date. Like, you know how they go.
Well, you came into Marshall's again, like, in the evening.
Okay.
Remember? And I was like fixing up or something.
Oh, nah. Okay, by the time that happened, Mike was in my ear like, oh, you should holler. Like,
okay.
By the time that happened, like, I think she might like you or something like that. So maybe you told Soph something?
I had no idea. I don't remember.
No, but either way, by that time I got the inclination that you at least thought I was amazing. So I was like, I should.
You didn't think I thought that before?
Nah, I told you. Like, there was no reason.
I got a straight poker face.
There's no reason to think that. Plus, like, you not lying. Like, you weren't acting like the rest of it. It was very weird working in. It was very weird.
Oh, you never talked about that. Why weird?
Because it was like, you know how, like, it was like being a new person there. People would come over to my section and act like they needed something or something. You know what I mean? Like, they clearly just wanted to be over there and see who the new person was. So
that is funny.
You didn't do any of that. So I was like, all right, well.
I'm so drawn in by that. Like, I'm thinking, like, what? Let me take the stock over here to the men's shoe side. Be like, hey, like, what would they do?
Nah, it was worse than that because I didn't work men's. I worked like the housewares.
That's right.
So like they had to be like, oh, what's up with these bath towels?
Like, this is soft.
Shower curtains.
You be like, it's not soft. I'll cut that out.
You can leave it. I'm just surprised. Like I'm like somebody come around the corner. That's all it takes.
No, that's all for you.
Oh, creepy ass man in the housewares. That's wild.
Oh my god.
I got these candles ready. That's wild.
They be like, DeVon, we're taking this out of your paycheck. You keep lighting these damn candles at work.
Don't put them by me. You don't want them lit, baby. Sandalwood.
But you chose. Never mind.
That's so weird. You're just creepy. That's just a creepy little man.
Oh my gosh. You knew that I liked you, or at least was a little bit interested.
Yeah.
I remember fixing up, and then you coming over and be like, oh, what you doing later?
Yeah.
And I was like, I get off. And why are you laughing?
Go ahead. Keep telling it. I'm gonna let you tell it. Go ahead.
And I was like, oh, I get off. I think it was like 9:30, maybe 10.
See, you always pushing the hours up.
Oh my goodness, what was it?
It's like 12:30.
No, it was not. I was not leaving.
That probably was like 9:32.
I wanted to like 10, maybe 10:30.
Yeah.
I think Marshall's closed at 9:30. And then DeVon, he was like, Dad, that's late. And I was like, no, it's not.
I ain't know what to say.
But keep in mind, we were younger. Like, well, DeVon's younger than me.
Yeah, I was like 12.
That's the cougar noise.
That is disgusting. That is a dying cat. Nobody want that.
But yet, here we are.
Yeah.
We ended up going on a double date to the movies.
Yeah. We gotta talk about the phone call before that. This was back when three-way was like the way. Like, this is how you connect to people. This was like...
Oh, yeah. Okay. I think I was talking to Mike. So, Mike, I like having friends that are guys who are cool. And my best friend, John, was in college, so he was just doing ratchet shit with his friends. And then me and Mike kept hanging out and talking. And I remember, I don't know why, I think he brought you up. I have no idea. He's like, I'm gonna call him. I'm like, all right. So we call up DeVon on three-way. Shout out cordless phones. So I had it in my bedroom.
See, I was picturing a long, super wire joint that was all tangled. You know what
I had a cordless phone in my room. And I don't know, we called you. We always joked. We always laughed. I have no idea what we were talking about. And then Mike was like, all right, y'all go talk some other time. Like, why am I here? Because we just ignored him.
That's facts. He had no place in the country.
Like, he cut it off. Like, why is this happening?
No, you hate it.
So DeVon was like, what'd you say?
I think I said go get a pen or something.
Yeah, he was like, yo, go get a pen and take my number. I was like, what the fuck? No, you get a pen. And right there, his heart stolen.
Really?
Yeah.
Because my fellow was like, wow, never talking to this again.
So, you went to go get the pen.
I did.
And he did not call me.
I did not. Yeah, we started off with a real solid foundation of communication.
What we not gonna do is...
Both of us stubborn as hell for no reason.
Yes. And I remember telling Mike, I was like, Mike, DeVon did not call me last night because we ended up getting off the phone because, Mike was done with it. And then I don't know what y'all talked about at school, if y'all said anything at all.
Nah, I think he was like, yo, you ain't called? I was like, yeah. Like, what are you even asking me for? Like, I think we talked about it, but Mike was just, Mike was like, what you gonna do? Like, basically just laughing. I'm like, I'm gonna talk to her. I talk to her, bro. Like, it's gonna be alright.
It was alright. I think you called me the next day.
Nah. It definitely wasn't the next day.
It was the next day because you were supposed to call me that night.
No, because when we finally talked, you just yelled at me for a while about how I ain't call you.
Yes.
It was the next day, though.
Alright, so 2 days?
It was at least a week.
No, it was not.
Maybe a month. I don't really know.
I'm going to give you 2 days because I just want to pick that up.
I think it was like maybe a day or two before we got married. I finally called you.
It was a really good conversation. We laughed. I have no idea what we talked about.
Nah.
Is that when we decided?
I don't know.
I think we just kept talking and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we said we was going to go do something and do like a double date with our friends.
Now, the call to Marshall's while I was working, was that before the movies or afterwards?
Oh, wow. Before, maybe?
I have no idea. So, peep game, y'all. I'm at work, still running stuff, not getting paid to run stuff, but I have been there forever. And my friend Sophina, her and I are working. She was running the register. And each register has a telephone to it, but why did she get it? Maybe it was an intercom. I'm trying to figure out why I came and got it. She's ringing up people. I think they paged and said, Chrissy, you have a call on whatever line. So I pick up the phone that my friend is working on the register with, pick it up, and I'm like, hello? And y'all, it's the radio station telling me I want tickets to see my then favorite rapper, 50 Cent.
So it was Mike, our friend, acting like the radio station, telling her she wanted tickets to see 50 Cent. For some reason at the time, I could do a really good 50 Cent. I can't do it.
Really, really good. And to the point where I'm standing there and being like, all right, so why is the radio calling me, though, at work? So half of me is like, no. Like, where is this woman living? Where is she working?
We gotta find this bitch.
Let me see where her schedule is. Oh, she's not at home? We'll call Marshall. But then I'm like, no. I'm like laughing, but I'm like, is it? And then right when I'm like, this can't be true, they bring in 50 Cent.
Yeah. So I guess I don't remember what I said. I was just like, you won tickets.
I don't know. You had his voice, and we had been talking on the phone so much where I told you about it, so you would say things like, I'm like, oh my God, that is crazy. So just like, so as soon as you do that, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is 50. I don't want to disrespect him and tell him it ain't him. So I'm going back and forth like, this can't be true.
Oh,
maybe
like,
it is.
like customers and
while Sophina's still ringing up people. And DeVon and I had been talking, and we would watch videos, and we were talking about how trash that song was.
The Chopper Style?
Yeah.
That song was fire. Like
oh yeah.
No disrespect, Chopper Style.
None, but it was still trash. So, as DeVon is sounding like 50 and I don't know it, I'm like, this might be 50. And then he does the Chopper Style song, and I bust out laughing. Oh, so good.
I think did we go that night? Did we go to the movies that night?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's when my heart was thrown. I was like, this shit is funny as hell. And I remember like hanging up and just dying laughing, telling Sophina about it. It was just so funny.
Yeah,
I was like, that was so stupid.
It was the dumbest thing ever. Me and Mike were in the car. And I don't know whose idea it was, but we was like, this is amazing. Who wouldn't love this? Like, yeah, good times, man.
I loved it. And obviously I loved sharing the story. We spent so much time together. He went to college. He went to ODU. We did long distance. I remember riding my first Greyhound bus to go see him because my parents like, you are not driving yourself all the way to Norfolk.
So they was like, let's do the most unsafe thing ever.
As soon as I went into the station, I was like, this is not okay. Like, and I did that once. Only one. I was like, this is stupid. I'm not doing this. I'm driving next time. I enjoyed visiting you. It was like a little vacay. Because at that time, I had been working at Chippenham as an x-ray tech. So, you know, I'm bringing in the money.
Getting to the money.
Everybody mad. And I was seeing care packages. That was fun. And the shit was cool. Heavy as fuck. And I was like, okay, I gotta send him light stuff. Like,
that was cool.
What else you remember about ODU? Oh, I went to a concert with you to see...
we saw Chingy, Dixon.
And they were throwing quarters at him.
You sound so sad. Why are they throwing quarters? Yeah, they throwing quarters at him. Chingy, Dixon. Who else was there? It was like 04, 03, so whoever was hot then.
It was a good group, and I see the video, but I can't remember the song.
I can't remember. It was dope, though.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we did that. And then we would go to the restaurants around Norfolk.
Yes.
That was nice.
Yo, remember the Chinese food place?
Oh, yeah. That was fire. And then they had the seafood spot around the corner.
Yes.
That was fire.
Wait, I don't remember that. Remember we used to go to the Tilted Table.
Yeah, that was in Virginia Beach. We used to go to a spot. We went to a spot a couple of times on like Kali, I think. And
I remember Kali, but I don't remember what the seafood spot.
I remember the name of it.
Okay.
We went a couple of times. You liked it.
Okay. The gas station stuff was good too.
Oh, the chicken wings?
Yeah, that was surprising.
Chicken.
You remember the name of the gas station? Dodges. Yeah. Jeez. What else?
What else? From ODU?
Mm-hmm.
You came to basketball games too, right?
Did we? I don't know if we did that.
I'm pretty sure you did.
One or two?
Yeah, just one or two.
Okay.
Sit behind the goal. You know what I mean?
Nah. I remember you used to play, and I would, you would practice with your friends.
Practice.
And I would come.
Hey, guys.
It wasn't practice.
Yeah, we would go play.
I enjoyed, going to the library, because I thought that was, amazing. So I didn't go away to college. So everything I experienced was through DeVon, but I also did go to Virginia State for a semester in the summer. And that was
class too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I remember being in your class a couple times. I remember we went to the mess hall.
What you call it? This shit is hilarious. Yeah, the student center where it was all the food, the cafeteria.
Yeah, the cafeteria. Yeah. The food was actually, it was okay. It was decent.
Oh, you talking about in the dorms?
No.
No, you talking about the main?
Yeah, the main one.
Oh, okay.
What do you call it?
Yeah, no, you're right. Because remember my first year, the caf was in the dorm. We used to go downstairs. You remember?
Ooh. No.
There's a lot of other stuff going on. So good.
I remember y'all had, was it a shuttle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you could take a shuttle around campus.
That was cool. Y'all had people laying down in the grass, which I was like, I wonder why they're laying down in the grass. Now I can't stop sitting in the grass. Now I'm like, they was hip to it before me.
Yeah, a lot of frisbee and hacky sack.
Yeah. Hacky sack was big in high school when I was going to high school. A couple kids. How do you play that? All right, so you graduated. You went off to grad school back in Richmond, Virginia. Went to law school, excuse me.
Yeah.
And I was still working in the hospital.
Girl, I came back home, stayed with my folks that first year, which basically meant I stayed with you.
That's facts. Because I got my own spot. I'm trying to think, what year were you when I moved out? What year were you, were you an undergrad?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I think it wasn't that long. I think it was second year, third year.
Yes, you're right. Because, you graduated, and I had finished at Richard Bland 04? I think, yeah. Fast forward, 5-6 years?
Uh-huh. From law school?
Yeah, probably. Okay. No, from undergrad. So, kind of through law school, towards the end. Mm-hmm. Things were interesting. I think we were figuring, ourselves out as we got older. And I'll say my part was, now that I know, it was more, all right, we've been together for a while. We need to get married. There wasn't any, it was just me checking a box of, we've been together for so long. My sister had just got married, my younger sister. A couple years before that. And then my older sister got married, and I was like, yo, what is taking so long? But we had broken up a couple times, too.
Yeah.
Because, I know this now. I was a perfectionist. I was telling DeVon what to do, what he needed to do, what he needed to fix, why things were messed up because of him. I'm right, so why don't you just listen to what I'm saying? I don't understand why we're here. It didn't go too well. Because that was years, right?
Yeah.
Did it increasingly get worse, or was it always just a little bit?
Nah, it definitely got worse.
Okay.
Definitely got worse. I would say it wasn't even a thing until law school for real. Right around there, I would say when it got intense. I was like, what the hell's going on? But yeah, it was weird because I couldn't. If you would ask me at that time, what is it? I wouldn't be able to specifically say I don't like this part of it. I just knew I was done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't pinpoint and be like, I don't like these things, because I wasn't looking at it like that.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it was just like an overall happiness kind of thing.
And like being with somebody that long, there are things that are not so good and things that are good, and they kind of mesh well or mesh together into just trying to figure shit out of, am I just doing this just because it's comfortable?
No, facts. And you like in prime figure yourself out age. Like,
yeah.
You're in the middle of your 20s, you trying to figure out what you doing, how you doing it. You got somebody in your ear trying to tell you which way to go, and you don't find that valuable. It's you know, you're going to dismiss it.
Yeah.
And that dismissal could cause even more friction in a relationship. So.
Yeah, and definitely both sides of just wanting to figure yourself out and maybe doing things differently than you were before, like years before. It was like, oh, so now you doing things differently? It's like, well, yeah, I'm trying to figure stuff out. Like, you start putting things like labels on yourself. You start putting yourself in a box of what you can do, what you can't do, or trying this or not trying that.
Right.
So when we got to the point where it was like, okay, we've been together for a long time, we should get married now. And it was a lot of resentment, a lot of, why are you holding us back? And not realizing marriage is a real commitment. Like, it's not just, we're taking the next step. I never asked myself why.
It's funny because I felt like it came out of nowhere.
I agree. To this point, I can't. I think part of it came from my sisters. Just seeing them, like, well, we've been together longer than them, or we've been together at least about as long as, Cruisin and Leon. What are we waiting for? And just thinking that now is like, that makes more sense of why it kind of came out of nowhere.
But at that same time, I wasn't nowhere in any type of mental state to even entertain that, because I was still at the public defender's office. That was real heavy and getting dark. Like, the work itself, like, was depressive. You know what I mean? So I couldn't even handle any of your emotional stuff. Like, if you were offering me anything in terms of, like, you need things to be a certain way, I ain't have the capacity to even take that on at that time.
Yeah.
So it was a losing situation.
And it's a loss even for me to even expect for you to fix something that I inherently didn't even recognize it was wrong within me. It was like, hey, something's wrong. Can you fix this?
Nah, facts. But I think like how we do now. Like, now we got better skills. We can talk through stuff, right? So it's not like, the way I look at it is like we were just very separate.
Yes.
Like, in terms of like what you wanted to do and what I wanted to do, and like,
or could do.
Facts, and like your mindset at that time. So it's definitely an interesting process being with somebody for a long time. I don't know how you not go through that.
Yeah.
And just our natural dispositions, I think we are very separate kind of people. Like, I think we're both independent.
Yes.
Think we're both independent. So like, we gotta kind of work at
and working together.
Yeah,
like, well, why
seriously.
do we need to do that?
Like it's interesting, man.
I think the most interesting part was realizing that things got really just, this ain't it. This ain't.
Yeah.
And we ended up separating.
Yeah.
Figuring each other out. And I remember not telling my friends we had broken up because I felt shame. Like, who am I without this person who's been there for so long? Like, I was really, really sad and really, I would say I was really depressed of, what do I do? And I remember thinking I need to do something drastic. Like, I can't stay in this space. Hold please. We'll be back right after these dope messages. What's that sound? That's the sound of being able to eat whatever your yummy tummy desires while completing your Invisalign treatment. I love food, so I was ecstatic to still eat what I wanted by simply popping out those Invisalign aligners when I was ready to eat, which was super dope, especially compared to those days of restricted snacks with the traditional braces. Invisalign lets you do you. Not to mention they feel better and are less painful than braces. Invisalign gets you the results you want in as little as 6 months. Now peeps, please note that treatment time does vary depending on Invisalign product type, your wear time, and the complexity of what you and your soon-to-be straight teeth need. So that must be determined by your doctor. Call Bates Orthodontics today at 804-258-4268. And if you're listening to this late at night, then visit them at batesbraces.com. That is BATESBRACES.com. batesbraces.com to book your free consult by clicking on the bright green button and following the 3 easy steps to reserve your appointment today. And for the peeps that are outside of Virginia, visit Invisalign.com. That is INVISALINGN.com and enter your zip code to find the best Invisalign provider for you. Let the dope peeps at Bates Orthodontics know Crystal sent you from the Unstuck Yourself with Crystal Simmons podcast. And send me pics. I want to see those soon-to-be straight teeth peeps. So I ended up moving in with a friend, which I had never had a roommate before, on the opposite side of the city, and taking a part-time job teaching. I think I was teaching maybe, X-raying, I'm not sure. But just kind of mixing things up. You remember you were just probably less stressed.
Initially, definitely feeling like, initially like a relief, because I felt like everything was just going to get really sour.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I still liked you. So I'm like, I don't really want that shit to happen. So. But,
yeah.
For me, it was trying to figure out, like, do you cut somebody off all the way and not talk to them? Even though y'all got like a really good like relationship, like friendship underneath all the other, relationship stuff, it's still like that. I know this person got my back, I can call this person. That's a tough thing to just be like, all right, I'm walking away from this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it wasn't just all like, let's hit the bar, let's turn it. It wasn't like that. There was a sadness to it because it's like, you don't know what's going to happen with that type of relationship. So, I was interested to see what would everything feel like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
During the separation or afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both. Because I'm not a let's take breaks kind of person. So I was looking at it like, all right, we're done. We're going to have to figure out, I need to figure out now if we can be friends kind of thing.
Gotcha.
That's where I was, so.
And the crazy part about this, y'all, he never said this, but I never asked either, because to me, I thought it was the end, but still holding on to, but it can't be. But also recognizing, like, this is not good, because it doesn't feel good. When he gave me the examples, when I realized how I felt, like I wasn't having fun. It was me, like, let's stay in this box. Don't break us out of this box. Like, don't do that. But also, like, but this don't feel good either.
That's crazy you described it that way. I wouldn't have thought you would have said it that way.
How would you think I would say it?
Yeah, unaware. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that you're describing that you were aware of the box is interesting.
Well, when we were no longer together, it hurt so bad. Like, I can't even tell people I'm not with him anymore. Who am I without him? So that was the aha moment. Like, oh, this shit is like deeper than just like, okay, that's scary.
But that's why I'm glad we did it, though.
Yes, I am definitely thankful we did it.
You gotta have a sense of self, like.
Yes.
Definitely gotta have a sense of self in your relationship. And, like, the idea of, like, and this came much later, but like, you know, there's no making each other happy and all that other like fairy tale shit. Like, you really gotta do it for yourself, and then, you know, share.
Yes.
Share with your partner.
Share your life with your partner.
Right. But you gotta have a life.
Yes. You gotta have a foundation of, yes, that's perfect. Independent foundational life for yourself while you're sharing it. Pieces, not all of it, with your partner. And I want to go back to, you had mentioned, darn it, even though we were like done and you're trying to figure it out, I was like, we're done, we can't be done. But yet things, you know, life would keep happening, and we would want to let each other know.
Yes. That's when I was like, maybe I could see us getting back together, because I couldn't see myself not talking.
Yeah, it was really hard, because me, if I talk to you, now I'm more attracted. We're laughing again, we're joking, and I could feel the pressure was gone. So it wasn't like I needed to know everything that you were doing. I needed to know who you were talking to, because we said that if we talked to people, we weren't going to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
And that was crazy to me, but the pressure was gone.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I really like talking to him. And that went on for a while.
Mm-hmm. We had to like rebuild.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we weren't the same people.
We were not. No.
I feel like that's just what relationships are. Every like 3-4 years, maybe even sooner than that, y'all gonna have to rebuild. But it's just
and the rebuilding is raising the awareness of, wait, did we just fall into the everyday of I do this because you like it? Wow.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where like you're striving for your own individual growth, and you don't think about the growth of the relationship.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like that takes a different type of effort.
It takes a lot of attention too.
They do.
Because even in your growth, your own individual growth, you're like, oh, I used to do so. I'm glad I thought about this. I remember we were broken up. I ended up going to church by myself, and this is something I had never done. And I was like, I'm just going to go. And I remember sitting there, and the sermon was about relationships, whether it was friendship, romantic relationship. There was like, if there's an issue, if there's a problem, it takes two people. And I was like, no. Even at work, there was a girl I was working with. Her and I were having issues. And I was like, no, it's her fault. And even with me and DeVon, I was like, it's his fault. They kept talking. And it hit me where I was like, oh, I have put everything on the other person. It can't be that it doesn't have anything to do with me. Like, that's impossible. Because this is like the same situation, but with two totally different people. What is the theme? Me. And I remember one of the girls at work gave me Steve Harvey's book, Think Like a Man, Act Like a Lady or a Woman, I don't know. Read the whole book in one day. Why are you laughing?
Because you like, I got this book that really helped me see some stuff, change my perspective. I don't remember the name. Don't worry about it.
They know.
Google exists. You right.
And I mean, there's a whole movie about it too.
You right.
The movie was not that good, but I remember calling you up. I was like, "Fine, I get it now. Like it is my fault. Like this has to do with me as well." And I remember saying, like, you don't belong to me. Like, you are your own person. I just want to be a part of your life. Like, but that, you laughing?
Yeah, because I remember being like, yo, you're crazy for real.
Yes. And that's what it felt. You were like, okay. I was like, oh, he doesn't get it. He'll get it.
Jesus Christ. Oh, my goodness. If I go missing.
Oh, my gosh. All this time.
This is the longest
Oh my god.
The longest.
Got you. They were sleeping on 17. Had to wait one more.
Man.
But yeah, we kept hanging out, and
I don't remember us saying, let's do this again, though. Do you?
a little bit. I remember you inviting me to a get together one of your friends at school was having.
Okay.
And I was like, no, I don't want to go. He was like, no, I really want you there because I think I had went out of town with my friends, and I had come to the realization that we probably wouldn't get back together. And if we don't, I'll be fine. Like, and that wasn't even like faking it. Sometimes when you break up, you're like, I'm just gonna like act like everything's good, and there was no acting. I was like, this is what it is. I'm not gonna fight it, and we're meant to be together. We'll be together. We're not cool. Like, I'll be alright. So that was an amazing feeling of recognizing I can do life by myself, which we should be able to do that. That is, you know, for me, the goal, to be able to handle when life is life, because I still have me. You asked me to go, and I was like, no, I don't want to go down that road of us hanging out a lot, especially if we're not like getting back together. It just feels it's too much. And you was like, no, we don't have to get back together. Like, I just wanted you to be there. Like, and I think we just kept hanging out, but I don't remember, because you said it about us getting back together.
No word.
Yeah, because I mean, you initiated the breakup, so of course when it first happened, I was like, we should get back together. Like, it would take you for us to get back together. Like yeah, okay. But I don't remember when it happened. But I do remember that.
I think we should break up. I got a suggestion. or no.
But no, you definitely was like, so I don't want to not be together. I don't remember how you said it though.
Okay.
But yeah, we got back together. I had to rebuild trust and get to know the other person, because we were different people. Do you remember the biggest thing that you changed, that you didn't do anymore?
Me?
Yeah. Gator don't take no shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely more aware of like, definitely want to be more vocal. I knew like I was just kind of chilling.
Yeah.
And then was like, this ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So I figured that probably isn't fair, you know, to myself either. Like, if I voice something and you accommodate it, then that's the balance you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you kind of gotta start talking a bit more.
Did you feel like you couldn't speak up?
Nah. It was never like a couldn't, like anything like that. It was almost like wasn't even a thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, like, just kind of waking up and being like, you know what, nah, like, this ain't gonna... It was never a time I was going back and forth with myself. Like,
Yeah.
It was never like that. It was just like, alright, yo, like, almost like, what's the saying? Like, the straw that broke the camel's back or something. It was like that. But I didn't know I had straw.
Got you.
So...
But do you think that's common for men to feel?
I don't know. I don't know how common that is.
Okay.
I honestly don't know. Because, like, you know, you talk to dudes, like, dudes will tell you what they mad about, but they don't tell you. So then I talked to my wife, and I was like, baby. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't tell you how they really talk. So at least that's my experience. Maybe some dudes talk like that. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not the conversation you have. You just kind of know they got something they mad about, and it is what it is. And I won't ask my man, it's like, so what you gonna do, bro? Like, I'll just be like, oh, word, bro? That shit crazy. Like, I ain't gonna dive into it, so I couldn't imagine diving into it. If I ain't gonna do that for my homie, I wasn't doing it for myself either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just kind of was what it was. So, yeah, it wasn't like I'm scared to say something or how do I say this? It was nothing like that. Once it was on my mind to say it, it was said.
Yeah.
But I know it was abrupt. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And even though I know my approach was like, say everything. If it's wrong, tell them. And, you know, that's what I grew up around.
What do you mean?
As a woman, being in a relationship with a dude, I've seen it where it's perceived as a man just being wrong no matter what the issue is.
Oh,
like, I don't have any involvement because, quote unquote, I'm doing things right.
Right.
I'm doing things well. So if there's an issue, it can't be me. And, you know, I talked to my mom about that as well because I do think I'm a replica of her.
We all got stuff.
Oh, yeah. But it's I took that on, and I would, like you were saying, I wasn't aware of it until we broke up, and I was like, oh, I'm tripping. And I went to church, and I listened to, like, I was like, this view doesn't make any sense. I'm like, no, it can't be me. like, but why can't it be?
Yeah, no, I think it's funny. As much as you're describing wanting to say everything, I was on the opposite spectrum, not wanting to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if we weren't having fun, I don't remember us like having a lot of deep, introspective conversations about the relationship or how we communicate. You know what I mean? Like, those were the conversations we were having then.
No,
the conversations we was having then were either more practical, like were you trying to eat, or like, you know what I mean, like, or like how was your day at work, or like just that everyday kind of stuff.
Let's do it. Sexy time.
So a lot of sexy time. So like, yeah, like once it got to a point where it was like, that's the interesting thing about getting back together though, was like there needed to be a change in how we communicate.
Yeah.
But that took. I'm still working on that.
Yes.
Still working on that. Like,
and fast forward, we obviously got married, but I remember when the proposal was amazing. I'm not sharing it on there.
Oh, word.
You want me to share it?
Nah, no, I'm glad you're keeping stuff for you.
Because it's really good and I love it. But I remember when we were going to premarital counseling and saying, like, I don't want to speak in a way that is demeaning to you.
Yeah.
And I remember you and the therapist being like, well, if you're aware of it, that's the best part. And I was like, no. I need tools. I need a backup plan. Like, because I seen it. And I'm like, how, even my ex boyfriend, he would say really mean things. And he was really jealous. And I just remember being like, no, this is not love. This is not what I want to marry, be with. So we ended up breaking up. So I knew it was possible. I was like, but what if I start doing it? What if, like, how do I stop that? Like,
almost like you catch a cold. Like,
yeah.
I'm sneezing now. Nah, I feel you.
That was such a pivotal moment.
It's pivotal for both of us.
Yeah.
It's our first time being exposed to any type of therapy.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that. You're right.
Yeah, so, like, that was big for both of us. We had, like, the homework assignments.
Yeah, the book, right? Yeah.
We had to, like, actually talk about how we wanted to talk about money and how we wanted to talk about... But we didn't want kids, so skip that. But we had to talk about how we wanted to talk about our careers. Just working on how you communicate with each other. There was some, like, key moments that, like, helped with the growth for me. One was that, going to the pre-marital. That definitely helped with, like, building a relationship with my father, recognizing that I need to go back and like work on that for myself. And then 2 was Nipsey passing. Nipsey passing was really big for me.
So you fast forward a couple years.
I did?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah.
Okay, just making sure, because we got married 5, 15, 16.
Yeah, definitely a couple years then. Yeah. Nipsey passing was really big too. And then going to therapy by myself.
Yeah. Well, you went to therapy by yourself before Nipsey passed.
True. But so yeah, that's the better way to arrange it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is really good. And just not getting too detailed, because that's your shit to share. I remember being, I think we were married by then. When you went, did you go before we got married?
Nah.
After?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I remember trying to talk things out with you, and me using you using me, like, you know, growing up, things like this, whatever. And I remember getting to the point, I was like, I don't have the tools for this. Like, and I asked, like, would you be open to go to therapy? Because I do feel as a woman, we tend to take on a lot and don't feel comfortable telling our significant other, like, hey, what about therapy? Not, you're crazy, not that, but I love you. And I want you to feel whatever you need to feel, talk out whatever you need to talk about, but I can't do that. I don't know how to do it properly.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying me talking to you about stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And even the same for me talking to you about stuff. That's why I have a coach. That's why I have a therapist, because we're too deep in it. We're too close. And so I love you, and I thank you for going for yourself.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely pro therapy. I think it's interesting. You know, everybody I talk to about it is they'll say the same thing. Yeah, no, people should go to therapy, but no, not me.
The people are not them. Yeah, and
it's cool.
You even like with coaching and stuff, you feel like you gotta have like this big issue or this big goal or this massive like
when I left my corporate job and I was stressed to the max, I thought about, is this big enough for a therapist? I remember that thought, and it left just as quick. And to even have that thought, when I tell people, they're like, yes, that would have been amazing for you to go to therapy. But I thought it had to be like dire need.
Yeah, I thought it had to be like divorce, loss of life.
Yes, yep. Major life occurrences.
Lost a kid or something.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it had to be super big.
And so even now, I go to therapy separately from DeVon, and I will have a list of things to talk about, whether it's I want to not judge, or I keep thinking about stuff that happened or didn't happen that I wanted to happen with me and my family, whether we're expressing ourselves more or accepting people for who they are. Like, even if you have a family member who means really well, but they're not that reliable, that's them. Like, just small things. Shoot, I went to therapy. What did we talk about? My new job and how I'm nervous and anxious about my schedule, and I want to be available, but I also want to make sure I'm still able to create for the podcast, be able to speak in different events and whatnot. And I haven't worked a job in over 2 years? So yeah, I'm a little nervous. Well, this is a good place to end. You want to leave with anything else? And this is not the only episode we would do, but I think this is a good starting point of
at least an introduction.
Yeah. Oh, you can tell everybody your name.
DeVon.
All right.
Hello, everybody. Yeah.
As always, peeps, it's my absolute favorite thing to do is spending time with you, but also sharing pieces of my life and the peeps that are in it, because they have helped me be who I am. So if you felt the vibes DeVon and I were putting out, please pinky promise that you will take the time to share those vibes with your partner, your family, your friends that are in committed relationships, and ask them to take a look. And hopefully we are able to support one another by expressing that your thoughts are completely normal and you're not the only one feeling those feelings. Let's reach 100 downloads of this episode within 1 week. What you think? You think we could do it? Let's go for it. So share, and share. And in no way am I sharing this to say this is the only way. I just wanted to give our perspective on our relationship. So here are today's unstuck questions and gems. Number 1, be aware of your attributes that may have you stuck in a situation you created for yourself. Are you stubborn as hell for no reason? Number 2, are you just checking life boxes because you see everybody else doing? That could pertain to getting married, having kids, buying the house, getting the job and accepting the title or chasing the title, and so many other things. Are you even aware that you have adopted someone else's list of accomplishments instead of creating your own? Number 3, it's okay to know when you are done, but you may not be able to articulate it in specific details, but you know better than anyone when you have reached your limit. Just know there's only one you, and that is your superpower. You can't mess it up. Exercise that knowing, peeps. Number 4, your partner will never be able to complete you, nor can they change anything about you. They can influence you or offer a different perspective, but it is on you to change, not them. Number 5, are you aware you're trying to hold everything together just to keep yourself in your imaginary box with that label, that title, that perspective? Number 6, do you have a sense of self? Meaning, do you know who you are if you were to lose the people, the things, the titles, the money, the materials in your life? Who are you without these things? Number 7, are you among the peeps who feel people should go to therapy, but not you? That is completely normal to feel that way. But please know that there's no topic, there's no idea, no situation that's too small to speak to a therapist about. Use it before shit hits the fan. Peeps, seriously, thank you for spending time with Team Simmons today. I'll speak to you all same time, same place next week. Until then, stay unstuck, peeps.